Greetings, citizens of the internet. I'm Static Buzz, and we're here with a little tip video for Starfiled, and this is going to be all about menu tips. And I hope you guys find something useful in this. Some of them you might already know, so I apologize in advance for those, but I think there will be at least one or two in here that you might not be aware of, so we'll be hopeful of that. So the first one is going to be actually on the character creation screen, and I guess if you went to enhance you could also use this as well. But if you go to, where are my options here? Face. Alright, so you notice how this one didn't have anything over here, but as soon as I went to head shape it gave me this over here. These are actually sliders. So you can actually use these to adjust things on your face if you like. Now if you start to mess over here, it'll kind of keep some of those. And there are quite a bit that have these. So you have eyes, and you can just mess around with these all you want. Make a pretty freaky looking character. Well, maybe not something so bad, but yeah, you can kind of mess around and do some things that are not normal. Let's see where else we got. We got them in the eyebrows, got them in the forehead, the nose, the ears, the cheeks, the mouth, the jaw, the chin. Not so much on jewelry or facial forms. But anyways, that's tip number one. Tip number two is going to be in the load menu. And coming from Baldur's Gate, I was a little frustrated that this is the mess that we got when we go to load our games, and we didn't have characters listed here. But then I saw this down here, and by hitting B it'll show you all your different characters, and you can hit whichever one you want there and load that up, and always go back by hitting B again. Tip 3 is going to be in our inventory. We're going to get to that by hitting I. This is on the computer. I don't really know what it is with the controller. And by going into one of these, even though I just cleaned out my inventory, so I only got 3, but you can sort items this down here by hitting Z. So you have damage, value, how much they cost, weight, the type, ammo, the type of ammo they use, and the name, and back to damage. The most useful one I would say is weight, especially with the way this game handles being overweight and encumbered. And sometimes you just need to have those higher weight things up top so that you can rearrange them and get them into your chest. And I'll give you another tip real quick, free of charge. The chest in your room inside of the Constellation Lodge is unlimited in the amount of stuff you can put in there. So you can put as much as you want in there. It'll never fill up. At least I haven't filled it up. And yeah. Menu tip number 4 is going to be after you hit M and you're in here and you're messing around, the quickest way to get out is to hit M again, and it'll take you right back. So M brings you in. You can go right out. It doesn't matter where you're at. Hitting M again will take you right out and back in. Menu tip number 5 is actually in your ship, and it has to do with docking. If you hit F, you will see that the I, that's where I want to go, and I'm 1158 meters away, so we're going to go ahead and speed up. Hitting F brings this up, so like the scanning thing, you cannot control your speed while that's going on, so be careful. So you can see that we need to get a little bit closer. We need to get about under 500. I don't want to go too fast because then I won't be able to show you this properly. Alright, let's slow down. Alright, this should be good. So we're under 500. Now this depends on your ship's scanning abilities. on the ship that I'm in, which is, I think, the default one still. I haven't upgraded it in this playthrough. Yeah, it's the Frontier. I think I would have to go into the shipbuilding to show you the scanning on it. But knowing that this is the default ship, I feel pretty safe that under 500 meters, you should be able to do this on all ships. So you hit F to bring up the scanner, then you hit E, and then if you're within the distance, you can hit R and dock. And why I think that's important is because I was smashing into these things, trying to get close enough without damaging them, and I just was
Airlock integrity looks good.
damaging my hull and all kinds of stuff. So that's tip number 5. Alright, menu tip number 6. This is going to be about your crew, so we'll just make this one 6 and then I'll do 7 on the next crew tip. This is something you should know, hopefully, by this point, but if you don't, and I'm only showing this because a lot of people were still using the robot. I saw a poll that said who was being used, and a lot of people were using the robot, which is your first companion, so I was thinking maybe people don't know how to switch companions. Right now, Andrea is my companion, but let's say I wanted to switch to Sarah here.
Something you need?
We're going to go, are you ready to head back?
Always. Point the way and we'll be off.
Miss Morgan, I shall be here if you need me.
It's actually comforting to know that, Androsia. Thank you.
So you get a little dialogue and they'll talk. There's
What
really
did you
no bad
Did you need
repercussions.
I look forward to it.
Good luck, Androsia. If the concept of luck is something that you believe in, of course.
Luck will not be necessary, but thank you just the same.
See, it'll say on the top right that she is now my active companion. If there was a negative consequence for switching and if somebody was unhappy, you would see it on the top right. Menu tip number 7. How do you give your companions gear?
Yes?
So you go to your companion, you talk to him, you say, let's trade gear.
I am
Now,
happy
this
to help shoulder the
gets a
load.
little confusing because what is yours and what is theirs? So when you first get in, this is their stuff. So if you go over this, it's going to show you. So if we unequip, so we'll hit B to unequip, it's still showing you on here. It's not changing it at all. So we're going to go to my inventory by hitting Q. We're going to go to apparel. We're going to select, we're going to right click this. That'll give it to Andrea. We're going to go over to Andrea. We're going to hit apparel and we're going to put, oops, I hit the wrong button. Put it back to me. Back to inventory. Click this. Go to hers. Go to apparel. Go to here and go B. Now you see it's showing me my character, but in actuality it is equipping her. So we're going to go out and you'll see she is now wearing the new duds that I gave her. And to undo it, you just go back in and do the same thing.
I keep whatever you give me, yes?
And this
That is the
applies
deal?
for weapons and headgear and backpacks or jetpacks, weapons, you name it, all that stuff. So if we unclick this, B, and then we exit out, she'll be back in her default duds, which I prefer over
Goodbye.
anything I've found so far.
Yeah?
Alright, menu tip number 8 is going to be about your crew again and them on your assignments. So you're going to hit tab. Remember, this is all PC, so if it's controller, I'm sorry, you'll have to figure out what that is. You're going to go over to your ship. You're going to click into that. You're going to hit C for crew, and then this will show you your crew and their assignments. Heller is unassigned, Barrett's unassigned, Andrea is assigned to this ship, which is kind of weird. She doesn't need to be because she's following me along, so we can unassign her. Maybe? It says no assignments are available. So I would have to go to the outpost or whatnot and assign her to that. Now what's important here is the white skills that they have. Andrea's on the ship. These skills don't play a part on the ship because they're not white. This energy weapon system means that she gives me a bonus to energy weapon systems. Barrett, if he was on the ship, would have ship engineering, particle beams, but these other two wouldn't be beneficial. The robotics would probably be beneficial on an outpost, maybe the gastronomy. Heller is all about outpost engineering at 3, and geology at 1. Sam Coe, he's kind of a middle. He's got piloting, payloads, and then he has rifle for if you're in combat, and geology. So you kind of get the idea. You'll have to look at this to see where you want your people to be, and you could also go to outpost, click on these. I don't have anybody assigned to outpost, so you'd have to go to the outpost to assign them. But you can click on ship, and this will say what ship you're on and who's assigned to it. That is all there is to that. And I think with that, we're going to go ahead and end this video. That's 8 quick menu tips. I hope that you got something out of it. I know that, like I said earlier, that there are some that you probably know, some you probably didn't. Hope you got something out of this. But until next video, take care. Bye-bye now. Static Buzz out. I really need to find some better duds for Andrea.
What can I help you with?